Hey guys, what's up? My name's Ines. I write kissing books, and today I want to show you the 4 ways that I go about getting pre-order sales for my upcoming books. So let's get started. In the first way, I use my newsletter, and I've talked to you before about things that you can send in your newsletter, and I've talked about how a pre-order email is one of the things that I send to my readers on a regular basis. But this is one of the best ways for me to go about getting pre-order sales is to trickle in a pre-order email at least twice a month before the pre-order goes live. So I have for Ines, I have about 10,000 subscribers on my newsletter, and I get a really good open rate of about 40%. I think the industry standard is somewhere like around 25%. So I'm really happy with that 40% that I have going on, and I send weekly emails. So with those readers, what I try to do is announce that I have a new book up once I have the pre-order link. So once I have that pre-order link, I announce that book. So you can see here with Siebel, this email went out last month, and I announced, hey, I've got a new book that's coming up really soon. If you guys are interested in it, go ahead and click this link and you're going to reserve your copy. And that did really well for this particular book. And it typically does well because if someone has signed up for my newsletter, then they probably like the way that I write. So they're going to want to buy the next book in my series or the next book that I have coming out. So I make sure to announce it once I have the cover and the link. I announce that the book is coming. And I try to announce multiple times, more than once. So you can do a cover reveal. You can do a excerpt once the book is you can do an excerpt. You can do an excerpt of the book after you do the cover reveal. And then another idea is to do the inspiration for the book. So that's 3 ways that you can start hitting your newsletter subscribers with a pre-order that's coming to try to entice them to click the book and basically reserve their copy. And you can say things like, do it so you don't have to think about it. Do it so you get your book at midnight when the book drops, and then you have it. Woohoo! Fanfare flies around. So that's way number 1, is to use your newsletter and to send the books to the subscribers that you already have. The second way that I go about getting pre-orders for my books is a little bit tricky because you don't really have control over it. Don't laugh at me. Yes, I still have an AOL email, but it's for my spam. This is where I send stuff that I'm not going to pay attention to, like Amazon alerts. So for my sweet pen name, Shanae, she has a book that's not launching until September, but Amazon just sent this email out to anyone who follows Shanae. And let me talk to you about how this works, because again, I have no control over this. Authors have no control over whether Amazon does this on a regular basis or not. But let me show you where someone would go if they were going to get these emails. You know how when you're on Amazon and you're on an author's page, well, at the bottom, underneath their picture, is going to be a follow button, and it's orange, I believe, when someone is not following you. But if someone follows you, then they are going to get these emails with sale alerts. Sometimes Amazon will send those pre-order alerts. So again, we have no control over this, but if your books are selling well and Amazon is digging you in the algorithms, then they're going to probably try and pimp out your books. And the more followers that you have, the better. Now, how do you get these followers? When I don't have anything else to send in an email, I try to make sure I send them, hey, are you following me on Amazon? Because sometimes I forget that I'm having a sale, or sometimes I forget to send the pre-order link. There are some people that don't enjoy being signed up to author newsletters. Fine, that's no problem. But here's another way to tell them to keep in touch with you. Tell them to come to their platform of choice. Right now, I know that Amazon does this, and tell them to follow you there. And if they follow you there, then they're going to get these emails when Amazon sends them out. So every once in a while, I'll put in a newsletter, hey, are you following me on Amazon? And all you need to do is go to your author page on Amazon and just copy that link up here. You only need where the numbers end. So here's my pen name, and then those numbers, and then this question mark ref. You don't need all that other stuff. That's gobbledygook that you don't want to give to your followers. You just need that number, that amount of information. Put that in an email link, ask them to click on it, and then they will click this button and they'll be following you, and then they'll get these emails, which is another great way. Not only does Amazon do this, But Goodreads does this as well. So you can also come to yourself. This is actually one of my besties, El Penelope's book, and I'm rereading this right now because her fourth book is coming out. Sorry, aside. But you will also find that you have a following button here on Goodreads. You can also send people directly to this link as well and have them, you can either go to the author page, give the computer a second to load it, it's thinking. You can have them follow you here as well. And same thing, just copy this link and then tell them, hey, click the follow button, and then you'll be following me on Goodreads. So Goodreads sends very similar emails to Amazon, and whenever an author has a new release, or sometimes when an author has a sale, or if you blog on Goodreads, whenever something new happens on your page, then they're likely to send an email to people who are following you there. So that's a really good place for you that's a really good place for you to send people as well. A third place, and again, we have no control over these emails, and we have no control over this last email as well, which is Bookbub. So you can send people to your Bookbub author page as well, and here's the follow button up here, and you can get them to follow you there. Again, just find yourself on Bookbub and then just copy this link and put it in a button, and then Bookbub will send out new release alerts. When you run sales, sometimes Bookbub will send those as well. It's just another way to get readers to notice, hey, something else is happening with this author. They have something new. Let me go and take a look. Now, I do want to point out that Bookbub has a free service where they have a new release alert that they'll send to people who are following you. And this is free. You have to come to the book section and you have to be sure to claim your book. You see that add button? You have to make sure that you add the book and you claim it as you. And then once you do that, you'll come over here and you'll see that there's a new release pending for this book to come out. And Goodreads typically sends it like the day of, maybe the day before or the day after. But I believe you have to have claimed it within 7 to 10 days. I'm not sure. I'm sure they say it somewhere. I just don't know. But you have to have claimed it within that time period to get access to the free new release alert. There is a paid pre-order alert. I don't use that. And you can only use it if you have 1,000 followers in the US. If you don't have 1,000 followers in the US, you're not going to see that. And I've used it before. It doesn't really move the needle, so I don't even bother with it. But this is free. If you come in and you claim your book within their time period, they'll send it out for free in an email, which is fantastic because free is really affordable. So that's the second way. And that's the second way with a whole bunch of caveats. So following you on Amazon, following you on Goodreads, and following you on Bookbub are free ways that you can alert your readers to pre-orders, but we have no control over that. So it's kind of a fingers crossed type of situation there. So the third way that I get pre-order sales, and this one does move the needle for me, it's again with Bookbub, and these are with Bookbub cost per click ads. So if you come to Bookbub and you know how to create an ad, you come in, you create an ad, and this is where you can see how many followers or readers you have on Bookbub. I'm going to skip over all of this stuff because I'm not going to make an ad. But down in the audience targeting, this is where you see how many readers and followers that you have. A way that you get a reader or a follower with Bookbub is that a reader has to come in and click on your profile, or they come in and they click on one of your book titles, or they leave a review, or you've had a featured deal and they click to buy the deal, or you run another cost per click ad on Bookbub and they've clicked on that. So anytime someone has clicked on anything having to do with your name or your book, they get saved as your follower or reader. And then you can come back and retarget them in a cost per click ad. So if I look up my Shanae pen name, Shanae has 11,469 readers. Woohoo! And I can come in and make an ad to target those readers. How many does Ness have? I haven't looked in a while. Let's see. Ness Johnson has 10,000. Woo! Pat myself on the back. So basically what I can do with this 11,000 readers is I can target them with a highly specific ad saying, hey, I've got a new book coming out. It's on pre-order. You can click now. These readers have engaged with my books some way, shape, or form before. So they're what's known as a warm audience, meaning they know me, they've been exposed to me. So they're more likely to click. This is a really fantastic audience to have. And again, the way that you build up these numbers is get a Bookbub. Fingers crossed, right? Get a Bookbub. But you can also run your cost per click ads on BookBub, because once someone clicks on your cost per click ad, they become saved in your reader follower audience. Once someone has followed you on BookBub, they become a part of that audience as well. So if you start sending traffic to BookBub, you can go back and retarget these readers. And one of the best times to retarget them is when a new book is coming out, or when a new book is out, or when you're running a sale. So I love this particular feature of BookBub, where I can come in, target this audience of warm readers, and I'm gonna get some really good clicks from it. So that's tip number 3, use BookBub's cost per click ads. And if you don't know where the cost per click ads run, they run at the bottom of the daily feature deal emails, scroll all the way to the bottom. And then this is where those cost per click ads will run. Yes, you've got to scroll all the way to the bottom, but it's still really good real estate, because BookBub's readers are readers, and they're readers who click and want to buy books. So again, I think it's worth the money to spend on BookBub. The last piece of advice that I have for you, way number 4 that I get pre-orders is with Facebook ads. I have been running Facebook ads since 2014. Yes, it's been 6 years with me spending money helping to put Mark Zuckerberg's kids into their expensive schools. Yep, I'm one of those. But it's worth it, because a lot of my readers are on Facebook. So it's a platform that I utilize heavily. And because I've been running ads on here for so long, I've gathered quite an audience here. So what you see in blue are the ads that I'm currently running, and then you're going to see tons. I'm not going to scroll all the way down, but you're going to see tons and tons and tons of ads that I'm no longer running. But here's the thing, just like in BookBub, once someone clicks on anything that you've put out there, they become captured. They become a warm audience. So what I then do, I'm going to switch over to the audience portion of the Facebook Ads Manager. What I then do after I've run those ads is I go back to those ads, and I come into Facebook, and I make an audience just of the people who have clicked on any of my ads. And I'm specific about it. So if you've clicked on a Shanae ad, then I put you in a specific audience. And you see this particular Shanae audience is an audience of 9,000 people who have clicked on a previous ad that I have run. This one is for Ines, and this is an audience of 6,400 people who have clicked on an ad that I've run with one of Ines's books. So I can then take these audiences and I can try to sell them the next book in the series, or the pre-order, because they've shown interest in my books before. So this is, again, what we call a warm audience of people who are likely to buy your stuff because they've shown interest before. I get low cost per clicks. Let me click back over. I get low cost per clicks when I use this audience. So here's one. This is what I'm doing for my pre-order. So this is 25 cents a click, and I'm okay with that because this book is $2.99. And what's happening a lot of times with this particular ad, so this is for, yes, this is start cost for my warm ad, and this is, come on, Facebook, you can do it. So this is the actual ad for it. Facebook's just going to take a minute. And I basically told them, hey, here's 5 things you need to know about my book. And I think I showed you this email in a previous video, so you can go back and look at that. But I told them here's 5 things to know about my book, and then pre-order my ad. And I'm getting really good clicks on that. And yeah, they're 25 cents a click. Yes, this is true. But again, this book is $2.99 for the pre-order. And what I've started to find is that sending it to this audience and not sending it anywhere else other than my newsletter, like once a week, but I was getting a lot of sales on the books that came before this, because either people had seen the book and they hadn't actually sat down and read it, and they were going back and buying it, and then I would see a pre-order sale. So even though it's 25 cents a click, it was okay, because again, they were going back and buying the other books, and they are all $2.99 books. So I was making $6 with just this one click, where somebody was like, oh, she's got a pre-order for a new book. Well, let me go back and catch up. So this was working out really, really well for me. So I started this ad about a week and a half ago, maybe, and I'm only running it at $5 a day. That's all I'm willing to spend. And that means I need to make at least 2 pre-orders off this ad per day, because 2 pre-orders, that's on a $2.99 books, that's about $4. And if I'm getting if the clicks are costing me 25 cents, then at least 2 people need to buy. So let's even see what it's doing today. So today I've had 163 impressions. 12 people have clicked on it, and I've spent about $3.34. And I know I've gotten 2 pre-order sales today. So this is the only thing that I'm sending out. So I'm pretending at least that this is where that money is coming from. So I've made enough money today to justify this particular pre-order. And then again, if someone goes back to the beginning and reads all the way through up to this, because maybe they forgot the 3rd book, or maybe they forgot the 2nd and the 3rd book, and then they've also pre-ordered the 4th book, I am very happy with that $6 result. This is one of my best strategies of how I'm getting pre-orders to the book that is currently up and about to release in just a couple of weeks, is using warm audiences on Facebook. And there you have it, my 4 ways that I am getting pre-orders for my upcoming books. I use my newsletter, and I use it like heavy, at least sending 2 emails before that pre-order comes. I hope for platform ads, but I can't rely on it. I just try to keep selling my books and try to get new people to follow me on the various platforms so that they get another touch of advertising and seeing my books again and again without me having to pay for it. Number 3 is the Bookbub cost per click ads, and I only send to warm audiences when I'm doing a pre-order for a book after the 2nd book and onward in a series. And the 4th way is using Facebook ads. But again, I use a warm audience who have engaged with me before. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope you took a tip that you can apply to your books today and hopefully get some more sales on that pre-order. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.